what he has done, in the US, what has been helping him. He's going to be very, very valuable information is going to be shared by Mr. Anthony. Mr. Anthony is a registered nurse in Kenya, registered nurse in the US, an operating room nurse. He's also a BSN qualified nurse. He's an Iron Man. There's something they call Iron Man in the United States. He's somebody who is very athletic. Kenyans are very, very athletic. He's one of those, and he has been in different marathons here in the United States and came out very, very successful in majority of them. And I know my Kenyan people that are here, you would know him when he shows his face. Mr. Anthony, how are you doing today? Are you able to show us your face a little bit? I've asked you to unmute, please.
Yeah,
How are you doing? Okay, I think we're having a little bit of connection issues. Are you able to hear me, sir?
yeah, I can hear you very well.
Okay, go ahead, sir. I was asking how you're doing today, sir.
I am very well, thank you. And like you say, I just came from the gym direct to this presentation, and I'm very pleased to say something good to your people. So
Nice.
uh, we will go straight to the subjects that you want me to tackle, and I will be as open, as candid, and as blunt as can be.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate your honesty and your ability to come here today. We are going to be asking you some few questions, but I was hoping that people can put a face to the name. Are you able to use your video so that we can see your face, sir? But if not, we can continue, if that is okay.
There you
Yes.
go.
I told you, he is an Iron Man.
And I
He
am a
must,
proud
he
Kenyan.
must, he must dress like an Iron Man. I know when I see you, I will see you in your sweatshirts. So
Yeah.
Iron Man is people that they are able to swim, they are able to run
Like,
and then bike. So three things. You must complete it in a race. You will get to a point that you have to swim through the whatever, and then you have to get to a point that you carry your bike and ride it for a very long distance, and then you get to a point also that you will run. So he has done all, he has seen it all. But we are not talking about his Iron Man accolades today. We're going to be talking about his OR experience and how he has fared in the United States. So Mr. Tony, I know you're
yeah.
from Kenya, so can you, for the purpose of those of us that are from Kenya on the comment section, can you tell us your background in Kenya and then, your journey to the United States? Can you share a little bit of that with us today?
All right. Thank you very much, Decency. And like you call me Papa, I'm well represented. Papa right there.
Yeah. You see that, right? It's a pet name.
And
Okay.
I appreciate you. Let me tell you guys that are on this forum that we stepped on the same flight with Decency into the planes coming to Virginia. And we started working the same day at the hospital where we started working in the US. Back in Kenya, I worked at the MP Shah Hospital, which is in the capital city. I worked at the Aga Khan University Hospital. But before then, I had been trained in my rural home back in the eastern slopes of Mount Kenya, a well-known college, PCEA Chogoria Hospital, which still trains nurses. So if you have anyone who wants to train as a registered nurse, they can apply there and get trained. And then work is open all over the country in Kenya. And like I always said, I went around the hospital from the emergency department to the children's ward, to the medical ward, to the surgical ward, to the maternity. And the moment I set foot in the operating room, I never left. And I am still working in the operating room. And now in the operating room, I have done it all from the head to the sole of the foot. I have seen it all. I have done it all. Open hearts, open heads, open chests, open abdomens, open joints, talk about it. So I have a vast experience. I don't want to speak about the years, but whatever information I'm going to give you within the time decency accords to me is going to be very valuable. I am married to one wife. I have two grown children, and I have a grandson.
He's a
So,
grandfather, so that's why I call him Papa. You see
so
how young he looks, and he's already a grandfather. I'm learning
yeah.
from him. I'm learning how to be fit so that when I get to your age, I will still be fit.
All right.
Yeah.
And yes, let me tell you, fitness in all ways, not just fitness of the body. I remember there's a verse in, I think Paul talks into the Corinthians and he says, don't just be like that person who is throwing punches. No, be fit. You know, fitness of the body is not everything, but fitness in the soul, fitness in wealth and health, because I believe at the end of the day, we shall all go where we want to go, but I want to go to heaven. So I will finish my short story by saying, I am born again. I love the Lord as my personal savior. And I can quote as many verses as you want me to quote, but the one that quenches my thirst is Psalms 34, verse 4. I called upon the Lord, he answered me. So let's proceed, decency.
All right, thank you so much. So now coming to the US in the operating room,
Mm.
how was the experience, your adaptation to the OR? Well, how was it? What was the most challenging thing? I know it's been a long time, but if you can just cast your mind backwards, just give us a little insight into your adaptation to the OR, the clinical adaptation, and then we can talk about the cultural adaptation, and then we go into the work-life balance.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, technology in the US is advanced. We may boast of technology back homes where we come from, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Zimbabwe, and even elsewhere. We are all challenged with medical technology. So when I came into the US, the first thing I had to acquaint myself with were the equipment they were using for various surgeries, because they are vast and they are wide, and some of them I had never even used. So the best advice I can give you is you will be given orientation, yes, but during your free time, make use of it and get into your Google searches, get into the manuals of any equipment that are used in the operating room, because what happens is if the equipment is faulty or the equipment has not been troubleshot or the equipment has not been examined and tested and passed by the biomedical department and you use it on a patient, that is Antony or Decency, is liable for the safety of that patient. So there is always something that's posted on the wall. It is patient safety first. And how do you ensure patient safety is first? All the equipment are in good working order. So get to learn them, get to know them. And it is not just in the operating room. If you're giving an infusion using an infusion pump that's faulty, or you don't know how to use it, be very curious. Get to know how it works. Ask as many questions as possible. Acquaint yourself with the equipment and use working equipment. If the equipment is not working, tag it and write on it, this equipment is not working, and explain what is not working, because not working is not a conclusive or comprehensive statement. Just explain to the person that is going to come and check it what is not working. Like if it is giving an internal error code or it is not infusing as per expectation, then they are going to run a test and they will pass your equipment. Remember what I said, it is patient safety first. So learn your equipment and get acquainted to them, because technology is fast. Even with our phones, I don't boast of being very tech savvy. Sometimes I get into technical challenges with my phone. I'm ignorant there, but I give it to my daughter and it comes back to me working. So what did I do? I passed on an working equipment and I was given back in working condition. So that is the best thing you can do. Always remember, patient safety first. All equipment should be in good working order. Never compromise, never improvise. This is the US and we are in the real world. All right?
Mhm.
And Now, the other thing about working in the operating room is documentation. Documentation is electronic. Where I came from in Kenya, we were using paper documentation, but we had advanced a little in a few of the hospitals. We had gone into electronic documentation, but it had not been fully embraced and adopted. But let me tell you, if you told me to go back to paper documentation, I would be cursing, but not cursing in the American way. I would just be grumbling and moaning and asking myself, why do I have to go back to paper documentation? Because I'm so much used now to dropping down and clicking on all the aspects. Now, what is the backside of that? Sometimes we seem to over document and sometimes we under document. Let me tell you what we say, be factual. Whatever you do, you have done. What you have not done, you have not done. And there is one hidden pitfall that most of us get to fall into. They will say, like, let's say you're counting and you count your swabs, you count your needles, you count your instruments, and you count your other stuff that you count. But there is an added icon that says other. If you say other, please specify in the comment section what was that other, because that other is very broad. In the event that anything happens and they open up that chart and they find that you clicked on counted other, and they go onto the comment section and find there was nothing other that was specified, you are at fault. What was the other? Did you open up a Pandora's box for errors to happen? So, like I say, you don't under document, you don't over document. I'm not sending like a worry or a panic caution to you, but I'm just telling you, be factual. Documenting is one of the things that we all fall back on, but we are holding each other accountable. We check each other's documents. Sometimes you even have to tell your colleague, before you log out, before you sign finally, please check that I've done everything right. I remember when we were with Decency, we used to cross-check each other very much. We used to call each other wingman, and I'm sure everybody of you knows that word. Never leave your wingman behind, yeah? Because at the end of the day, we will be walking or driving back to our apartments, and we'll be like, wow, that was a busy shift, but I believe we did our best. Okay.
Sure.
Now, the other thing is be at, what can I say? Be on point with your clinical skills. Nursing is not any different from nursing in the UK, nursing in Australia, nursing in Kenya, nursing in Nigeria, nursing in Portugal, nursing even in the Mexicos, and even here in the US. The only thing we probably might have here is that you have to pass the NCLEX exam. And once you have sat the NCLEX exam and you have passed, then you are up to standard. And there is no NCLEX exam for Kenyans, for Nigerians, for people in America. The NCLEX exam that is sat between the 3 months that the exam is set is the same that is sat all over the world. So remember, when you have passed your NCLEX exam, you are a US registered nurse who has passed your NCLEX. That's what they call the boards. So be proud of yourself that you have gained that tag. All right. I think I spoke about patient safety. I spoke about documentation. One last thing, and I don't know if you have any evidence of that. In the operating room, there is a document that is called the informed consent for surgery and for anesthesia. Read through that document and see what it says. All right. Consent, especially when you're operating on the left or on the right side of the patient, you have to be very particular. Go through that consent and confirm with the patient. Don't ask them, did you say you're operating on the right side? No. Ask them, what site are we operating on? And then in this day of patient safety and the WHO checklist, the physician who is doing the surgery has to mark or append their signature and say, I am operating on the right knee. I am operating on the right eye. If it is the ureters, because you can't mark the ureters or the fallopian tubes, we have what we call an alternative site marking document that is drawn as the frame of a human being that is drawn there, and they will circle on the ureter and sign on it. So there's an alternative form for documentation of laterality of the sites. So make sure that all that documentation is in your folder before you bring back the patient into the operating room. Remember, I'm talking about patient safety. And when the patient is safe, your practice is also safe. Okay? And the same to sterilization. Sterilization there is male sterilization and there is female sterilization. I will talk about this because some insurances will require documentation that is time bound. Like I remember very well for female sterilization, it is 30 days for a patient to go through tubal ligation. And they will have given that consent in the office and they will confirm that that's what is being done to them on the day of surgery, either tubal ligation or even total abdominal hysterectomy. Remember, you're rendering that woman sterile and they cannot give birth. So these are some of the aspects that you have to go through. We never were so serious about these things. Well, I can't say back home, but they were still serious issues because let me say this. This is a litigation-friendly environment, and you do not want to find yourself in the midst of a litigation, okay? So always ask yourself, is this right? Is it safe? Is it correct? So, yeah. Many other things you'll do in the operating room, you'll be orientated, you'll find, like Decency says, mentors and preceptors. Ask as many questions as possible. And I will give you the golden tenet on how you can be in good terms with your preceptor or your mentor. Always ask them the weakness they identify in you during your working time, and now work on it. Because like Nurse Alexis was saying, they will not want us in their space and they will want to challenge us. But let me tell you the truth is, when you keep asking those questions, I call it curiosity. Be like a 2-year-old who wants to know why, what, where, when, how. Yeah. Ask them, what do you think is my weakness today? And we can work on it this week. So that's Monday or Tuesday. Meet with your preceptor, discuss your weaknesses. Because of course you have weaknesses and we have strengths. So discuss your weaknesses and work on them. That way they will appreciate that you also have weaknesses and you are appreciating that you are working on them. And that's how me and Decency, because we walked through the same orientation process, went through it very well. We always worked on our weaknesses and built each other and backed each other up. All right. Now, probably I have been a little detailed or a little short. Anything else you want me to add?
No, no, sir. Yeah, so I just wanted you to also like touch on like a bit of a culture, away from the clinical side,
Yes.
on the culture when we were, adapting to Chesapeake. So, guys, we are in Chesapeake and we have not left. So, this is a good place. If you ever find yourself in the United States and you're looking for a home, come here. We'll receive you with open arms. Okay. So, I know some people who joined us are also in the United States. So, when your contract is done, and you're looking for a home, a place to call home, just come. We are more than friendly here. We have all communities represented. So yeah, so in terms of adapting to the community and then to the culture of this area, how was it for you, sir?
All right. I will tackle culture in two ways. I will tackle the secular culture and I will tackle the religious, or let me say Christian culture, because I'm a Christian, or Muslim or Hindu or whatever culture. Now, I have a friend of mine who says whoever brings you or gets to welcome you into the community determines how you're going to go forth from there. All right. So, most of us back home in Kenya have a strong Christian background. And Decency is also a Christian. If you have a strong Muslim background or whatever religion you believe in, I would also encourage you to look for that kind of a background, because whoever receives you, wherever you settle culturally, determines how well you will be anchored and how well grounded you will be. So I remember when we came in, we were received by a cultural transitionist who took us through houses, cars, and finally they asked us, which church do you go to if you ever go to church? So Decency went to Riverhawk initially. I went to, I don't remember which one, but finally I settled into a church that is multicultural, multi-generational, which has got pastors and from all over the place. I mean, all over the world. So when you look around to your left and to your right, you feel at home. And we still visit each other with decency. We started a prayer group as new ones. We used to encourage each other. I remember that group stood for like two to 3 years. And of course, there is only one constant in life, and it is called change. Change happens in families, change happens in locations, change happens. So, number one, Christian culture. If you are a faithful, firm Christian who believes in the gospel, like I have my Bible here with me, it never leaves me because the word is a light unto my path and a lamp unto my feet. So if you believe in that, some people will tell you, I left the Bible at the airport. Wow. You will find yourself changing. I will tell you this. The word of God never changes. The word in what do they call it? The Bhagavad Gita. I think that's the Hindu holy book, never changes. The word in the Quran never changes. Please do not change. Do not change. Let me tell you, a good name is worth more than silver and gold. When you came from Nigeria, you are very playful. Now, when you come here into the US and people hear you have changed into other things, they will be like, why? What happened? Please remember this. Your God is your Lord and is your rod, through thick and through thin. Well, that is a religious culture. Secular culture, there are so many things you can do here in the US. You will be whatever you want to be when you are in the US. I can tell you that for a fact. Then I will go into what I do, and that is part of secular culture. If you have been like, I don't want to say a gym rat, if you have been a physical fitness person, if you are athletic, if you are, and you feel like you want to continue that, look around yourself. You have groups of people, you have cycling groups, you have swimming groups, you have running groups. I do not come from a running background. I do not come from a swimming background. I do not come from a biking background. But when I came here, I realized there's something I can be. And I became it. Like Decency says now, I do bike, swim, and run very long distances, and I don't refuse that. Make sure that you're fit. The other thing I want to tell you is about food. Food is one of the most basic needs and basic things that you need to adapt to. I like it when Decency introduced me into his Nigerian food, the jollof rice, yeah, and then there's something else I've been introduced to by one of my friends on my other side, my other job. It's called moi moi. That is bean soup.
Yes.
When I say you can be anything you want to be, do you know there is a lady who came from the streets of Nigeria to be a chef in the White House just by making moi moi?
Wow. Wow.
Just Google it. Google it. So here you can be whatever you want to be. Yeah, I don't like sharing what I want to be, but at one point in my life, I will want to be a world champion.
Mhm.
Pray with me, pray for me, and let's have that objective. So, culturally, it is difficult to adapt because you will not have people saying hello. And when they say hello, they are saying hello in passing. They will not even greet you with their hands. Yeah, I call it a very plastic smile. I call it a cigarette smile because they grow and then they go off. You know, it's like fake it till you make it. And then most of these things are scripted. You know I like it. The scripting is good because it makes you feel like you're very welcome. But hey, again, I say be very cautious. There are some phrases that people use here, and Decency will attest to it. And these phrases might be misconstrued to be like a blessing, and yet they mean something totally different. So get to understand these people's culture because they mean it and sometimes they don't mean it. Well, like I say again, a good name is worth more than silver and gold. So work hard to have a good name. Yeah, and that will never leave you. What you have been having, please sustain it, work on it, and it will stand for you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so, so much. I told you this guy is filled with wisdom. He's filled with so much wisdom. I cannot even fathom his level of intelligence and then how he still keep up, with all the busy schedule and everything that is going on. He is still keeping up, showing up everywhere he needs to show up. He's self-motivated, self-driven, and I like the fact that I was able to get him on board today to give us this piece of advice. I think we needed it. What a good way to start and end the program. We started by encouraging you about the Canadian process, and right now we are also telling you that you have to persevere. You have to be very, very patient. We have to know that the process is not easy. You can be whoever you want to be, but do not forget where you're coming from. And I think that advice is something that has stayed with me forever. I don't forget where I came from, and that's why we are still hosting this meeting. A lot of people come to the United States and they just forget it, forget the people in their country, forget whoever that is following them, but that is not who we are, and that is not who Tony is. Tony actually came here because of that singular thirst and hunger within him to give back, to encourage younger ones. I remember when I was working with him in the operating room, he would tell me, I have a son. I have a son. I said, who is this son? He said, it's somebody in Kenya that I'm training. I'm putting the person, I picked him up, I'm putting him through nursing school. And then I said, you picked him up, meaning he's not your real son. He said, yes, he's not my son, but I just had interest in him. I want to put him through school. I want to put him through NCLEX. I want to make him come here. I just want to brighten his life. And that is the kind of person that Tony is. And that encouraged me a lot. So, Tony, thank you so much for joining us today. We are so happy that you're here. I have somebody who has been speaking Kenya to you in the comment section. I don't know how to say all the language that he has been saying, but I will try. Let me see. There's one word. He said, Chugoria Muga. What's that? What is
Ah, yeah. I saw it. I saw it. Chogoria is a place, and Muga is a greeting like "How are you?" So
Okay.
that person from Chogoria, Muga muno, nandeo muega.
Wow.
I just told them I'm okay and I'm blessed.
Oh wow, that's amazing. The only one I know is Atakwambia and then Mesai. Mesai, which one did you teach me again? I think I forgot I forgot the other ones.
Remember, Masai is the tribe, and Masai stands for a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Atakwambia means he will tell you, and
Mm-hmm.
then if you know Hakuna Matata, Asante sana Rafiki.
Asante
Yeah,
Sana. Yeah, I think Asante Sana too.
there you
All
go.
right. Thank you
Yeah.
so, so much, Mr. Tony. Thank you. I can't thank you enough for being in our midst today. Such an honor, such a privilege to have you here. I am so, so honored, and I know that our guests are also honored as well. So, guests, everyone that is listening, I want you to, on the comment section, like we always do, if you got value for this meeting, I would like you to type value. I would like Mr. Tony also to prepare for his just, like a closing remark, things to tell us something, encouragement. A lot of people are facing difficulty at the moment. I don't know, Kenya is not among the countries that is facing a difficulty in immigration, but other countries in Africa is facing a bit of a tough time in immigration. And, the majority of them, in fact, today we had over 150 participants on this call. I can tell you for a fact that 100 of them have taken their NCLEX and passed. They are just waiting for the borders to open up. And that waiting period is very, 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 it looks very long and very difficult. A lot of them, find it very difficult. And that's why we come up here every Friday or sometimes Thursday to, encourage people. So if you can get one or two words in that line, words of encouragement, that would be much, much appreciated. And then, all right. So Anthony, Obanya is trying to connect with you. Maybe if you permit, I would Obanya, you can link up with me later, and then I'll connect both of you. All right. So
Yeah,
Mr. Tony, just a
that's
last
fine.
word. Okay.
All right, I will say this. The waiting period is like a crucible. If you know, a crucible is a hot pan or a hot bowl where precious material goes through processing. For diamonds, it was coal that withstood pressure, heat, very adverse geographical conditions, and natural processes to become diamond. So that's what I I put patience in that category. Patience and the process of waiting is like a crucible. You are being molded into what you're supposed to be. And what the end product brings out is you, the fine print that we see. Okay? Now, my brother is.
Okay, I think he got a call right there. His brother was trying to call him, but I think he's gonna join us. I want that word, that last word, from him. In the meantime, for those of you that is interested in the Canadian process, I think it would be just better that we open up a Canadian group and then we have all the information that Alexis is going to send to us. We can send it there in our Canadian group. So I'll work on that with the specialist. If you're interested, we can stay there, keep ourselves updated. And then if there's anything that comes up, everybody will see it. We can all follow it. But know that this process is not cheap. That's something else that Alexis didn't talk about. Like how much did it cost her to do this process? I think I forgot to ask that question. I had it in mind. But definitely when we get her back on this program, we're going to be discussing the cost of each of those process so that you don't get into it and midway you're like, oh, I didn't know that it's going to be this expensive. And that's exactly why I'm holding off on majority of the people that are interested in Canadian process. Not that I don't know that you're supposed to do your registration with Arbata or with all this, and not that we don't know how to do it, but we want to make sure that you know the cost from the beginning to the end before we get you on board with the program. But at least it's becoming clearer. It's becoming clearer. Remember, there was a time that the US process was like this. People didn't know that you can actually that it was a straightforward process. So it's a period of discovery. We are all in this together. We're trying our best to discover something, and the reason why it's becoming difficult is that Canadians have a rule that they are going to give the last man standing that is qualified in Canada job before they start reaching out to international people for them to fill up their opportunity. And that's why it's kind of difficult. You're not competing for job with Canadians. They have that leeway. They have to get the job, and then if there's any much opportunities remaining, then it's be sent out to other people. So, but that notwithstanding, people are still going. It shouldn't stop you. It's not going to be easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it. So I encourage everyone that is interested, that wants to go to Canada, reach out to our number that we posted. We're going to open up a group and we can add everybody that is interested in Canadian process. We'll add them there. First of all, you have heard from her today. It is said that you need to do your general IELTS and you need to do your academic IELTS. So if you're self-motivated, this is a good time to register for our IELTS class and then do your general IELTS and then start up your process. Okay, I know majority of you have done your academic IELTS. Oh, Mr. Tony is back. All right, Mr. Tony, I know you were in a line of thought before a call came into your phone. You can continue, please.
Yeah. So I was saying the the waiting process is like a crucible. And I'm a man of philosophy. I say it again, this is when your fine print is learned and is made real. I would want to leave you with the words in the book of Isaiah that say, at the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. And I at that very right time, whether you are interested, whether you have already started appointment with the embassy, or whether the embassy has already cleared you and you're waiting to move into the US or into Canada or into Australia or into the UK, because I know most of us have varied paths, learn to be patient. Okay? And that way, you will never miss a point. Like Nas Alexis was saying, there is no shortcut. Don't fall prey to people who will tell you that I will help you do this. Unless you're with an agency like I and Decency came into the US through Avant Healthcare Professionals, let not Mugendi, Antony, or someone else tell you that I will help you out. And if I will do that, I will not ask you for any kind of money. I will just guide you through the process, link you up with people like Decency who train NCLEX, link you up with other people I know probably that may be having facility routes to get yourself into through the immigration process. And I'll link you up with other people, even if it's like the military or professors and HR professionals in various universities that give scholarships to students. Let me tell you the truth. When you open the door to one person, you have opened the door to your great grandchildren. Remember the blessings of the Bible? The anointing we carry is not our anointing, it is your anointing. Us being here is a way of opening that door for you and for the other person and for the other person so that we can further the goodness that we are experiencing to you. I will not be mean with any information. Ask Decency to give you my contacts. I will be very specific. I will be very particular on the information that you need. I will not overshare. I will not undershare. I will not be mean, and I will be open and frank to you. All right. And we will walk through this. And I told Decency, this is my first time appearing, and it's not my last time appearing. I promise you that you engage me twice a month. I will talk to your groups. Even on Friday, probably if I am driving, I can park into a rest area, speak to them for 45 minutes, and proceed with my journey. Because let me tell you, here in the US, you will never hear somebody talk about one job. We have many jobs. 2, 3, many jobs, you know? But work-life balance, like other people talk about it, is very crucial. You cannot be like me because I do not have young kids, all right? You always tweak situations to suit yourself. But don't forget, you have yourself to take care of, you have your wife to take care of, you have your children to take care of, and remember, you're here in the US where you have patients to take care of, or what we call customers. And you know, customer care here is cardinal and is primal, because you lose customer care, you lose your job. All right? So thank you very much for listening to me. I know I have said a lot. I don't know how much I have shared or how little I have shared, but
So
I
much.
value your patience. I value your attention to me, and God bless you in a mighty way and open those doors that you are knocking.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Anthony. Thank you, Anthony Mugendi, Mugendi, and then Mutegi. All
Yes.
right. So, I want you guys to tell Anthony thank you in different languages in the comment section. Please kindly tell Anthony thank you. Like our culture, we do not pay for this program. A lot of people has been on this program. If you go to our YouTube, you see so many people that we've been able to bring on this program. I will never say we never paid them. It's just the people that we find out there that have this zeal to speak to nurses that are still on the track of coming to the United States. Those are the people that will bring on the show. So thank you, Mr. Anthony. God bless you for making it to this program. Thank you for showing up. And for a fact, I'll be reaching out to you again to bring you on board again so you can talk to people. I think we didn't have so many Kenyans today. I was expecting my comment section to be bubbling with, but it's because it's not our usual day. We always meet on Fridays. So today is like a bonus day for us. But I'm really, really excited that you were able to make it. God bless you so much. I'm having a little test for you, just a small test. Okay. I would like you to on the comment section, just kind of look at the languages and try to pronounce a few of them, maybe five. Let's see how well you know languages, Mr. Anthony. Your time
Okay.
starts now.
All right. I have seen Imela.
Mhm,
I have seen Dalu.
mhm.
I have seen Chukugozigi.
Nice, nice. You need to go and do a genealogy test. Maybe you're from Nigeria.
And some others are saying amen, amen. Some are saying value. I value all your comments and thank you very much for your expression. Somebody said Msug, and then the war Mendase.
Mhm.
All right.
All right, thank you. I think you did
I
good.
think
You did good.
those are the few I can say.
You did awesome. Like many of our people, our guests that we had on this show, they don't even go like halfway of what you've done so far. So thank you and God bless you. And to all our listeners, we're coming to the end of the program. I don't know if any of you have any question for Mr. Anthony. I know he has given his final words already, but I know that I didn't give opportunity for people to ask questions. If we do not have any question, and we would be calling it a day for this program. And this program is brought to you by your one and only vendor of good news, Decency Onyekachi. And I'll be with you guys next week, Friday. So we're going to skip tomorrow because we had our program today. So we're going to skip tomorrow and then we'll meet next week, Friday. So next week, Friday, get ready. We have a Californian nurse, a nurse that is immigrated from Ghana to California. She'll be here to share information about how her process was, going to coming to the US and then working in a place before she now moved to California. California is a place where money flows in the on the ground. That's the real USA. So we are going to be having people from that area come on the show, like somebody from that area come on the show next week, Friday. Okay. At this point, I want to, call it a day and say thank you for joining us. God bless you. And I'll see you next week, Friday. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Anthony.
Bye.
Bye.
You're welcome.